Hey guys, welcome to even more reviews. I have here the Samsung Z Flip 3 in the exclusive white color. I got it in 256GB. This phone starts at $1,000 for the 128 gig, and for just $50 more you get 256 gig, which I highly recommend. This white is a matte finish, very smooth. Barely catches any fingerprints or grease. I really like it. The hinge, the edges are matte black. All of the exclusive color actually comes with this matte black hinge and sides. The cover display for this generation is about four times bigger than the previous generation. The black part of the phone here, this entire part is not the display. I'm not sure if you guys can see it, but the smaller rectangle area inside it is the display. Let me turn it on, you can see it better. So that part is the display. With this display now, it's actually functional. You can view text messages, you cannot reply to them, but there is a way around that. You can look at your widgets and also use Samsung Pay. I have the always on display right now. As you can see, that shows the clock, the battery percentage, and the date. You can turn that off if you don't want an always on display. So right now, you can't interact with this display. You'd have to double tap to turn it on, or click the power button to turn on the display. You can interact with it now, swiping down lets you adjust the ring, vibrate, or silent. And here you can adjust the brightness of this display. Swiping up activates Samsung Pay. You'd have to set this up in the Samsung Pay app. I'll go over that in a little bit. It's a very convenient feature to be able to bring this up here and simply put the phone on the credit card terminal to make a payment. Swiping right shows you your notifications. I don't have any right now, but if you do, your text message and missed calls or alarms will show up here. Sliding to the left, we have our widgets. I only have music and timer right now, but you can add more widgets from here, or you can also go and add more widgets from inside the phone settings as well, which I'll go over. If you hold on this here, you can change the different clock types, but you can also do that within the phone settings itself, which I'll go over. This phone comes with an ultra wide camera and a regular camera, although the regular camera does look somewhat wide to me, so it is wider than your typical normal lens, I guess. And up here you have the flash module. On the side we have the power button / fingerprint sensor / Bixby if you have Bixby enabled. This here is the volume rocker. If you have the phone closed, this becomes up and this becomes down. When you have the phone open, this is up and this is down. So they've thought about that, which is good. With this review, I want to stay focused on how a flip phone is different than a regular bar phone. I'm not going to go over the specs or anything like that, because that's not really the focus. If you guys want a review that covers everything, then let me know and I'll go ahead and make one of those for you. The hinge on this phone feels very solid. It's stiff. To me, it's actually a little bit too stiff. What I mean by that is it's a flip phone, right? You want to be able to flip the phone open, to answer it and close it. But with the hinge being this stiff, that actually makes it very difficult. I can't really get the phone open with one hand that easily. Yeah, I can dig my finger in here and prop it open, but my nail might damage the screen. I don't want to risk that. The inner display is 120 Hz AMOLED. I do want to mention that because the previous generation only has 60 Hz. So with 120 hertz, now it's actually comparable to most flagship phones. As you can see, this phone actually comes with a screen protector from the factory. I actually called Samsung and asked them about this, and they said to not remove this cover and to not install a third-party cover either, because that might affect the durability of the glass display underneath. So if you are planning on replacing the screen protector, just keep that in mind. This screen is a little more flat than the S21 lineup. What I mean by that is the lamination looks a little more like it's on one plane. I like that, and I don't know how they do it, or if it's just because of this flexible glass material that makes it look that way, but it's something that I really like. I don't know if you guys have noticed it already, but the crease. Let's talk about the crease. Oh, let's have the phone. There we go. With the phone off or just black, you can see the crease a lot more, but if you're using the phone, then it's actually not even noticeable. I have quite a few light source right here, so you're probably able to see the crease more pronounced, but when you're using the phone, consuming media content, chances are you're not really going to see it. So if the crease is a concern for you, it shouldn't be. If you touch it, yes, you'll be able to feel that. However, when I scroll through content, I usually scroll on the bottom half of the display, so I don't touch the crease. So to me, it's not really an issue. Alright, let's go over how to change the cover display. So in settings, there's an option called cover screen. If you click that, you can go to clock style, and from here you can change the different styles. Notice how there are 4 clocks which already have their own animation. You cannot change the background of those. You can change the color of the text, but that's about it. Now with these other clocks, you can set your own background image, and that's what I did. Here you'll be able to edit which widgets you want to display on the cover screen. You can also reorder the widgets as well. If you guys get a flip phone, what you'll probably want to do is be able to close the phone to end a call and open the phone to answer a call. By default, opening to answer is not enabled. You'd have to change that. And in order to do that, we go to accessibility, interaction and dexterity, answering and ending calls. Here you see 2 options, one open phone to answer and the other closed phone to end. Make sure you have both of those enabled if that's what you want. While we're here in the settings, let's talk about flex mode. By default, there are only a few apps, YouTube, Gallery, and Camera, that can use flex mode. However, if you want to use flex mode for other apps, you can go to Advanced Features, Labs, and Flex Mode panel. Here are all your apps. Some of them you will not be able to use flex mode, but the majority of them you can enable if you want to. You can also turn on multi-window for all apps. If you guys remember, I was able to access Samsung Pay from the cover screen earlier. To do that, you would go into your Samsung Pay app, go to Settings, go to Quick Access, and at the bottom, you'll see Cover Screen. If you enable this, it allows you to slide up on the cover display and use Samsung Pay. Definitely do this if you like using Samsung Pay. You can also use Google Pay as well, although I haven't tried that yet. I'll include that in my next review when I go over more things, but this is just a quick review to show you guys what's different with the flip phone. Let's show flex mode a little bit and what I think about it. So when you have a YouTube video playing, you can, let me turn that ad off, you can fold the phone a little bit and that moves the video down, which Samsung says you can also scroll through your comments here or look at your next videos that you want to watch. But to me, it's not really a useful feature because you guys probably noticed it. The video, all it does is shifts down. It's not big or anything. In fact, I actually lose screen estate when I want to view comments. If I have the phone unfolded and flat, I actually have more space to view comments. So I don't really get the point of that. The next app that uses the flex mode by default is Samsung Gallery. So in here, when you're viewing a picture and you fold the phone a little bit, this portion turns into a touchpad in which you can slide left and right. Now, if you edit a picture, that actually brings the photo down. So now the crease is in the way. I find that this is a poor implementation of this feature. And even when you're not editing a photo and you're just viewing it, like, yeah, being able to do this is okay. But if you have the phone open, you can also just slide around and go to your other pictures as well. So I don't really see a point in using that either. The only time when I do find the flex mode useful is in the camera app. So if you fold the phone, you can actually have it stand up like this without a tripod, and you can use the front-facing camera to record your content here. Now that's nice, but that's only if you're into these kind of things. The other thing you can do is normally when you want to record something in front of you, you'd hold the phone up vertically like this and record it or take a picture. In this, holding the phone this way, to me, is not very stable. If you fold the phone a little bit like that and have it in this orientation, I feel that this is a lot more stable. So that's useful. The rest of the features with the flex mode, I feel like Samsung is just trying to come up with features to market this phone. Now, the main reason you want to get this phone is if you want to be able to fold the phone in half. You do save quite a lot of space. However, you will increase the thickness, so that's a trade-off as well. If you have short pockets, then this will be useful for you. Or if you just in general like flip phones, in which case you should definitely get this phone. But don't get it because you can, use flex mode in a few different apps. I don't think that's really fleshed out. Before we end this video, I want to go over Bixby. I used to not like using Bixby very much, but I've been using it on this phone, just to give it a shot. And Bixby is a lot better now. I actually have it as my default assistant. Now, the main reason for that is when I have the phone closed, I can hold my power button to activate Bixby. And from here, I can reply to text messages. Now, remember before when I said that you can view your notifications, such as text messages, but you can't reply to them? You can with Bixby. It's a little bit long-winded to tell Bixby, hey, reply to this message, and then dictate what you want to say and send it. But if you're driving or if you just have your phone somewhere and you want to reply to a message, you can actually just hold the power button down, just dictate it without actually flipping the phone open, unlock it, and typing your reply. So that to me is very useful. And so far, Bixby has been reliable. It's pretty smart. Won't go over everything that it can do because that's not the point of this video. But yeah, overall, this is a really good phone. I like the way that it feels very sturdy. The build looks and feels like it's high quality. Only time will tell how durable this hinge really is. But as it is right now, this is going to be my daily driver. I'll make an update video on this in 2 to 3 weeks just to let you know if something changes. But for now, it's really a great phone to use, and it's fun to use and people notice it. Anyhow, thanks for coming to the channel and watching my video. If you guys like the video, please like it and subscribe to my channel. That helps me out a lot. If you have any comments, feel free to just leave them in the comment section and I'll make sure to reply to them. Thanks, guys.